We were all excited about North Carolina going to be doing HBO Hard Knocks. They're not.
I still didn't believe it when I first saw it come out because the way that Bill Belichick kept their practices locked down, like Fort Knox over the years, and so anti-media and not, telling the media a lot. I could understand it if say he got a new coaching job for a new team in the NFL. He can coach NFL obviously in his sleep. He can coach, I think, football period in his sleep. But this is obviously different. His first year being a head coach in the collegiate level now. So I would want to maybe kind of focus on that when you're already in the spotlight, and you're going to get scrutinized anyways. So what would that be like trying to adjust to the collegiate level this year with cameras in your face? And then it's interesting when you read the article, I guess they couldn't come to an agreement on the creative control. So I wonder if it was maybe they wanted to film or have access to certain things that maybe he didn't want them to have access to, is kind of my opinion and just kind of guessing here. But it would have been cool. I hope maybe they pick up some college football team. That would be awesome, for college football. I think people would love to see that in general.
No, it would be. That would be cool. I think Hard Knocks obviously started it, but with quarterback, and then they had this wide receiver the last season on Netflix, and then they had the QB1 that followed the high school phenoms. I just think it's so cool to be able to watch any sort of football program behind the scenes, seeing how the team is operating in the locker room, how they're interacting with each other, kind of what that looks like. Because not a lot of people get to see that side of football. They only ever see the outcome of a game on a Sunday or a Saturday. They don't get to see what practice looked like on Tuesday when they had full shells on and were, not tackling to the ground or whatever, So that was a bummer when that news dropped that they were not going to have the Hard Knocks at North Carolina, which is really interesting to me. I mean, it is kind of ironic that Bill Belichick is being pretty specific about where he wants cameras and not to have cameras at his practices. Wouldn't you say, Steve?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, allegedly, we still don't like the Jets. I'll say this: despite the Patriots' records last season, we still beat the Jets. So that's the only optimism other than that and Drake May, I guess, for the season. But I still am kind of curious. He's got his reasons, obviously, that we've all heard now and read for going to UNC. But I'm kind of surprised he didn't pick a team in the Big Ten or the SEC. Is what I'm still kind of
I just think I think he knows he can go out there and he's looking at who's in that conference and he's like, I can make this work. And I still think
until you play Syracuse.
I think a big part of the job is to be able to hand this off to his kid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've thought that too, for sure.
I mean, it just makes
now both of them are there. I think his last son was at the Patriots this previous year, and now I think he's going to UNC as well.
And most schools are doing some form of Hard Knocks on their YouTube channel. Like I know Oklahoma does it. There's a bunch of schools that kind of do their own version of Hard Knocks on their YouTube page, but it's obviously a little more controlled. Their media guys are doing it. But, I don't know what NFL team, after what happened last year with the Giants, is going to go, we're going to sign up for Hard Knocks.
Well, that was the off-season one, though. That was awful. But I did not like that season. I did not like that. That's the reason
they couldn't find an NFL team to pick it up, according to what I was reading, is there were NFL teams that were nah.
I love how that clip keeps resurfacing. The GM's son. Trade up for Jaden Daniels. I'm telling you.
The owner.
That one, and then him just being fine with Saquon walking.
Yeah.
And then he just won a Super Bowl.
You only get this job once.
The owner's sitting there on the bookshelf. He's like, I'm really going to have a tough time if I see him in Philadelphia next year. And you're like, at the time watching it, I thought, oh, no way. That's not. No way.
Yeah. It's such a weird, an in-division thing specifically was just the weirdest thing.
I knew he would probably ball out. We probably all kind of, guessed that. But win a Super Bowl and against the Chiefs. Is that the extra
and almost break the
icing on
record.
cake?
Yeah, like it was like the dream NFL season for a running back. Like you get transferred out of it, or you get not transferred, not traded either. Kind of just like you leave in free agency to a better program, better franchise, and then you have almost a record-setting season. One of the coolest highlights ever to be recorded by an NFL running back with that reverse hurdle, whatever the hell he called that.
Oh, that's the weird.
Yeah, and then winning the Super Bowl, like it's just crazy.
And you went to a team that did a great job investing in the trenches.
Yes.
Honestly, that's what won him the game.
Yeah. And, you know, I was kind of looking forward to it because I have been told by college coaches that I know that NFL coaches have a much easier job than they have at the college level. It's a much easier job. And I was kind of looking forward to fans getting to see, like, there's no off season as a college coach. As an NFL coach, once your season is done, most of these guys, they can go to the beach or they can take a few weeks off and go hang out with family or whatever. College coaches, once their season's over, they're immediately start. You know, that documentary with about Florida? Urban Meyer talking about after they won their first national championship at Florida, he's in the locker room texting recruits.
I think that could be a big reason why maybe Bill Belichick wanted to go to the collegiate level, because
not challenging enough.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, he's got a yacht that's named 8 Rings. He's already spent a lot of time on it. You know, he's probably fulfilled a lot of things that he wants to do, you know, in his life, off-season stuff like that. I think he just genuinely loves football, and the thought of, you know, it being around the clock like that in college and have to get right back into it in the grind instead of just, you know, not as much work. I think he's just ultimately a big football nerd, but we'll see how that translates, you know, this coming season. But I think that could be, and that's a good point you were talking about, the grind of it, you know, versus the NFL now.
I mean, Saban made the NFL jump, then jumped right back.
Yeah,
it's like I don't have near the control here. I want to go back where I've got control, and I can dictate how the program is run.
If you ain't got a good quarterback and not much say in that quarterback, you know.
Well, and for Bill Belichick too, I mean, once his girlfriend gets too old, he's got another one to pick right there on campus.
That's
he knows how to recruit, right?
Dude, the red carpet they were at recently, I'm like, it looks like a girl taking her dad to prom.
And they were someone said on their phones and stuff. I was like,
because she wore one of the Super Bowl rings, and someone made the comment about maybe that ring was from one of the years that he won the Super Bowl was the year that she was born, and I was like, oh my god,
I think my favorite ridiculous one, Tom Brady's interview that he did on Barstool with Caleb, I think the guy's name is, and the last question he asked him if what was it? Would you call her an Uber or get her an Uber or a ride or something like that, and how he said it and how it led into it. It was hilarious. He was basically like, probably not. It's interesting.